Welcome back, guys. On this video, we are talking about what we're expecting on Jhanak, and this video continues the whole drama about okay, this is before the DNA, and this is how obviously they will find out Rishi is in love with Janak, and also he is about to divorce Aditi, and also claim Janak in front of everybody, and he's tired of the whole hide and seek. So this is part one. I'll post the part two, then I'll continue about the DNA drama. This episode is airing around 28th, 29th to 30th, and also first week of July, around that period. So guys, without wasting your time, let's just jump straight into the video of today.
Jhanak faced so much, but not anymore. He reveals he's ready to divorce Aditi and he will marry Jhanak after that. Jhanak asks him what he's saying. Says she's not a toy. Rishi asks her to not misunderstand him. He reminds her that their marriage happened already. Jhanak tells him that that was a fake one. Which broke too. And she's not interested in marrying again. She wants him to now talk about divorce in front of Aditi. Rishi tells her that he won't force her to do anything, but he will divorce Aditi if she asks for it then. Dhritiman scolds Rishi for talking about divorce. Rishi says a rift happened between him and Aditi already. Sanjavati says Aditi will support her parents, no matter what. And she doesn't think Rishi should stay with the person who supports the wrong people. Dhritiman says he understands that. But why? Should Rishi marry Jhanak when he can support her without marrying her too? Jhanak tells Rishi that she won't support him in this. Kaka asks them to leave this matter. Rishi asks Jhanak to stay there freely and they have to go to the police station tomorrow. He leaves from there with Dhritiman. The next day, in the police station, Rishi tells the police officer that Jhanak wants to file one more case against Anirudh. The police officer says Anirudh is a powerful person, so whether Jhanak can fight against Anirudh is uncertain. Rishi says they have proof and truth will win in the end. Jhanak tells the police officer that Anirudh is her father, but he refused to accept her and he wants to fight for her mother, Nutan. The police officer says they can file a case if Jhanak submits a DNA test report then. Jhanak says she doesn't have any solid proof. But few people know about Anirudh and Nutan's relationship. The police officer says they will give a statement in the court. Jhanak tells him that her village people will definitely give a statement. The police officer tells Rishi not to break any rules while supporting Jhanak. He asks, what if this turns out to be a lie? Jhanak tells him that her mother is not a liar. And she's fighting this for her mother. She says Anirudh deserves punishment for doing wrong with Nutan. Rishi tells the police officer that Anirudh tried to kill Jhanak, but Jhanak won't back off. The police officer tells them to complete the process of FIR. Jhanak says thanks to him. After some time in the family court, Jhanak tells Rishi that she's nervous. Rishi asks her to tell everything without getting scared. Anirudh's lawyer, Mr. Ghosh, sees them and calls Anirudh. He informs Anirudh that he saw Rishi with Jhanak in the family court, and he thinks Jhanak came there to talk to the magistrate to appeal for a DNA test. Anirudh asks Mr. Ghosh to do something. Mr. Ghosh says the magistrate is his senior, so he will try to do something. Anirudh asks Mr. Ghosh to do something to stop Jhanak and disconnect the call. Peon tells Jhanak to wait till the magistrate finishes his lunch. Rishi asks whether he can accompany Jhanak. Peon replies only Jhanak is allowed to go. Inside, he leaves from there. Rishi asks Jhanak to calm down and not get scared. Mr. Ghosh meets the magistrate. He says his client is Anirudh, who is a reputable businessman. But one cheap girl, Jhanak, is claiming Anirudh is her father. The magistrate says he doesn't want to talk about this case. Mr. Ghosh leaves from the cabin. He greets Rishi and Jhanak. Rishi says they can't talk. Now, Mr. Ghosh asks Rishi to relax because he can help them, and he's sure they are there to talk about the DNA test. He tells Rishi that the magistrate is his friend and he had lunch with the magistrate, so he can recommend Jhanak to the magistrate if they want, and he won't tell anything about it to Anirudh. Rishi says there is no need for that. Mr. Ghosh thinks the magistrate did not listen to him, but Jhanak is scared now. He leaves from there. Jhanak tells Rishi that she is tense. Rishi asks her not to worry. Jhanak says the magistrate will support Anirudh only. Rishi asks her not to think like that, and law will support truth only. He tells her to not forget that her win means Nutan's win. Jhanak goes inside and hesitates to speak in front of the magistrate. Magistrate asks her to tell him everything. And why Jhanak looks tense. He tells the peon to bring Rishi inside. He gives water to Jhanak. Rishi comes there. Jhanak tells everything to the magistrate. The magistrate asks why Jhanak wants this now when one more case is going on already in the court against Anirudh, and he can say Jhanak has an ulterior motive behind it. Jhanak says she wants justice for her mother. The magistrate says he wants proof to give permission for a DNA test. Jhanak gives Nutan's letter to him. She says her village people will give a statement. The magistrate agrees to accept the letter. As proof, Mr. Ghosh informs Anirudh that the magistrate gave an order in Jhanak's favor. Anirudh thinks he has to do something. Later, Anirudh meets two men and talks about Jhanak. They plan to kidnap Jhanak. The episode ends. Recap. Rishi asks Jhanak whether she can't handle him. Aditi comes there and tauntingly asks Rishi whether he proposed to Jhanak already. She says her husband is having an extramarital affair with the maid. She pushes Jhanak in anger. Rishi takes Jhanak to a restaurant and expresses concern that she's being forced to deal with family drama while trying to study. Jhanak says she wants the matter resolved so she can focus on her education. They discuss the court case, and Jhanak admits she never wanted it to reach this point. She says she would have forgiven Anirudh if he had simply accepted his mistakes. Meanwhile, Aditi's friends bring her to the same restaurant to help distract her from her problems. Aditi is heartbroken and struggles to understand why Rishi always seems to choose Jhanak's side. Her friends encourage her to move on from him. At the restaurant, Rishi becomes unusually open about his feelings. He tells Jhanak he wants to spend time with her and asks whether she'll come back to him once her fight is over. Jhanak avoids encouraging him and instead urges him to reconcile with Aditi. Rishi refuses, saying his feelings for Aditi ended when she publicly humiliated Jhanak. Aditi and her friends spot Rishi holding Jhanak's hand and immediately confront them. Aditi accuses Rishi of proposing to Jhanak and mocks their relationship. The argument escalates when Aditi publicly calls Jhanak a maid involved in an affair with her husband. Rishi openly declares that he shares a special relationship with Jhanak, shocking everyone. When Jhanak tries to calm Aditi down, Aditi pushes her away. Rishi catches Jhanak before she falls and fiercely defends her against further insults. He tells Aditi to move on with her life and makes it clear that he no longer wants to stay in the marriage. Before leaving, Jhanak reminds Aditi that they share the same father and that Nutan raised Aditi for years. But Aditi refuses to listen. Later, Dhritiman and Sanjhabati visit Aditi's house to invite her to their wedding. Instead, Aditi recounts the restaurant incident and accuses Rishi of having an affair with Jhanak. She declares that she will not divorce Rishi because she believes he wants to marry Jhanak. The discussion turns to Nutan and Anirudh's past. While some family members dismiss Jhanak's claims, others acknowledge that there may be truth behind them. The episode ends with the family still divided, and Bablu remarking that the truth will eventually come out. In one line, Rishi practically admits his feelings for Jhanak in public. Aditi catches them together. A huge confrontation erupts at the restaurant, and Aditi becomes convinced that Rishi wants to leave her for Jhanak.